Hey guys, it's Erika. Welcome to my first listen for DPR Ian's Dear Insanity EP album, whatever I get confused sometimes because so many people call them it's always something, so many different things, but I'm really excited to dive into the 4 B-sides that do not have music videos associated with them. So any thoughts on like Don't Go Insane, So I Dance with Peanut Butter Tears are kind of in like my music video reactions for those. But yeah, the full album is out. I'm excited to dive into more of the world of Mr. Insanity. So yes, for my video, this one is actually not gonna be color-coded lyric videos. Most of my first listens are color-coded lyric videos, but it's all in English, so I just hope I hear words right in my brain. But yeah, somebody commented in my music video reaction for Don't Go Insane. They're just like, I wish there was more analysis. I'm sorry. It's a reaction, so a lot of times thoughts are just whatever comes up in the brain first. It's not like there's beauty in it in being just an initial reaction. Same thing with this first listen. I may not catch everything. It may not be super in depth for every single song, but there is like beauty in, I think, capturing that moment. Just the fault of it is that like I only react to a video or listen to a song once per video, and it just has to be whatever those things are. I don't do multiple like watches of a video. I don't do like super in-depth analysis of everything. Like 92% of my things don't have an in-depth analysis of what is happening. And like, so like I talked a lot about the visuals there because that's just where my brain can just like easiest associate with things, because I'm just always so in awe of what he does visually. But it is like at fault of, I guess, not getting the story like 100% there, because and like the thing with that is like sometimes it takes like a much more like in-depth analysis, like and that's a whole separate category of videos. If it was like analysis and theory about other things or like breaking it down like frame by frame, that's not what I do. There's a whole separate category of just videos in general. But so I feel like it's most of the time with a lot of DPR Ian stuff, I don't always get everything like the first time, because I feel like like me personally, I need like more time with it, and making reaction videos and first listens don't allow for that to happen the way I do mine. So it's unfortunate, but I can try my best. But yeah, so the first song we're gonna be checking out is Famous Last Words. What are the famous last words? I mean, we all got them. So I guess what would they be? I'm interested. It's the first song on the album. You gotta the way you start an album is very, very important. So, and I'm sure this is gonna sound amazing anyways and be amazing in general. So I won't waste any more time. But you know what? Let's check out Famous Last Words. Oh my god.
Dear Insanity, if you are reading this, we have ventured too far off into our lives, and everything that we thought was a dream is now real. Even the nightmares. My time is running out, but yours has just begun. But don't worry, I'll find a way to come back. I always do. Yours truly.
Oh, interesting. This song is trippy, but it's good. That was quite insane. The song, I mean, the person speaking, I'm assuming it's Mido, especially there at the end. There was like Mido, and in terms of like the perspective of who is at that moment, because it's just because I started saying words and then I don't know where I'm going with stuff, and I think I'm gonna make a point and then I don't. But anyways, yeah, I think it's from like Mido's perspective, of like him like not like stepping out, but like Mr. Insanity sort of coming forward, and you definitely hear it through the instrumentation itself. There's like metal in it, which is just like so cool, because Ian used to have like a band and it was like a heavy metal band, so to sort of hear metal be more present within the music itself is just like really, really cool. I think personally, because I love metal, and I mean, we all have the emo phase when we were younger, let's be real, or some of us. I don't know about people younger than me, but I really like metal music, so that was just like really, really cool to hear. But then there's almost like a playfulness with a lot more of like the synth and the like instrumentation of everything, and it almost feels like it can be like a almost like the music, it's almost like fighting with each other, just because they never really find like harmony, but it's always just like there's just sounds kind of being thrown around everywhere in a beautiful like arrangement, and it sounded like really, really cool, like when it was just like the thunder, and then it's just sort of like, I don't know, it was like the thunder, like I feel like thunder's associated a lot with like Mido, so there really is just, or like maybe Mido didn't think that Mr. Insanity was gonna like take over like this, so that's why they are sort of fighting, I guess, in the mind. But there's I think I heard like a wolf howling, or like I feel like there was like a howl. It was very, very faint, but I couldn't really pick it up very well, but I thought it was really great. The instrumentation is just kind of like crazy. You definitely hear like Mido in there, but also kind of introducing Mr. Insanity and those sounds associated just like with him. And again, it does feel like they're sort of almost like battling it out, or like fighting for like who, maybe not like fighting like to the death, but like who is gonna be more like present in that sense, if that makes sense, at the moment. So I think that was like really, really cool. And I think you can look at when you hear this song and it's sort of like Mido's writing a letter or whatever. The intro, the beginning of the Don't Go Insane video, I see him doing his thing. But yeah, that one was really great. I like the instrumentals for like, I definitely see this one being like the opening to like a concert, because he opened with, which one did he open with for this last tour? It was one of the Mido ones. I don't remember. Wait, I probably have it on. Wait, let me just look at my DPR playlist for the tour that I made for the Regime tour. It was Mido. It was literally the opening song for Ian's set for the Regime tour. So this could be just like the next song that he does for like opening the show with. You know what I mean? I definitely see it being like that one, especially how the whole show is like open in general. But yeah, so that was really, really dope. The next one is Welcome to the Other Side. It's a phrase that we've definitely heard a lot, especially on the last album, like Welcome to the Other Side. I don't remember what songs specifically have that. I just know I've heard that a lot. So Welcome to the Other Side, is it the other side like seeing Mr. Insanity? I'm assuming, but yes, you know, I'm excited to check this out. And I love, like, I think like the music itself, it kind of sounds so different. I don't know if it's, I think some of it has to be just like how he's evolving as an artist, but also how you can separate Mr. Insanity from Mido, like music wise. But yeah, so let's get Welcome to the Other Side. And there's like a very classical like instrument elements too. I mean, the instrumentation is like crazy. I don't really listen to like just instrumentals or anything like that, but I do now.
As the waves come crashing down, All your walls mean nothing now. I'm worn out, left in the dark. Who are you now when you hear the howl?
See what I mean?
The sirens are calling for you. You're praying their powers anew. Don't swing your lifeline. Here comes a new tide.
Welcome to the other side.
Interesting.
Forgive my nightmares that climb through your shadows. Oh, I dare. You bring them the battles and green flares. We'll signal the end of it all, but we will not fall. We will not fall. No one will fall. Bring down the
And then we get funky again. What is... I just pulled the lyrics, that's what I was doing. The Genius lyrics. His like production for some of his stuff, not everything, but it has like a almost like a audio drama feel. Like, I hope that makes sense, but it's like that there's something about the music itself, the way it's like structured. It's like telling a story itself just with like the music, which is like it feels a lot more specific to this album, but yeah, like I always feel like I'm on like a ride, on like an adventure, like on a journey, like I'm listening to something that is just like pure auditory like storytelling, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. I hope it does. But that was just like really, really good. Also at the same time, the way there's like a lot kind of like darker, heavier music, and then he brings in that like electronic Daft Punk-esque thing that he does, and that's kind of like what I associate more with, I feel like, Mr. Insanity, is that more electronic stuff. Now that is absent from like all the Mido stuff because it's there, but I feel like it's used a lot more heavily here, and there's a lot more contrast, I feel like, between the two genres, if that makes sense. Like the more heavier stuff and the more like electronic stuff, like sometimes they can like go together, but other times they sort of seem like they're on like two extreme sides of it, and I think that's definitely what it's like introducing, especially with this one. But yeah, I was just pulling out the lyrics in case like something catches my eye in terms of what it is. It's talking about like being on the other side, but it says like we will not fall, no one will fall. So is it like that Mido's kind of just like not necessarily just like giving up, but like Mr. Insanity is still sort of taking over? But yeah, I kind of like how there are like concepts that he does, or like themes kind of, which sounds weird to associate that with music, but like they're kind of there, like when he talks about like werewolves, which he first introduced in the Mr. Insanity off the Mido album, Nightmares of Werewolves, and that's kind of just been very present, the theme of just like wolves and howling through this album. So that's something new I feel like also associate with Mr. Insanity, and again I associate kind of just like thunder with Mido. So getting those very kind of just like key elements, it's very like story device kind of thing used, you know what I mean? Like when there's a sort of theme or something, and like if it was like a book or something, and the concept of like wolves or the theme of that would be something you would like point out if you're doing like an analysis or review of it. Does that make sense? But yeah, so I really like it, and this whole like, at least for these two songs, it's the first two songs on it, it's a lot more driven with just instrumentals, which are just like so insane, literally. I feel like we're saying that because that's like, I usually just use the word insane a lot, but then I'm not trying to be super like on the nose with it, but that's just how I'm like, it's crazy. How he does that. So there's not a whole lot in terms of just like lyrics, but there's so much like with the experience of just like listening to just the instrumentation itself. And again, I'm not the biggest like person that focuses on like instrumentals and songs, just because my like music knowledge is bare minimum almost. Oh my god. Probably less than that. So in terms of like any like music theory or like all the specifics that go around with that, it has never been like my thing. I try my best to try and do it, but like it's I don't know, like I was never into music like that. I didn't make band in 6th grade, and I was just like, forget music. But anyways, the next song we were checking out is Bad Cold. Interesting to see what this one is going to be, because the way the album structure goes is Famous Last Words, Welcome to the Other Side, Don't Go Insane, and then Bad Cold, and then So I Dance, Peanut Butter, Cheers, and then the last one I'll check out for this album. But yes, I mean, I get bad colds a lot. Like, I used to get sick a lot. It'd be like, I would always get like sinus infections like twice a year, like every single time. Like, it would be like on the exact dates. It'd be just like around Halloween and then sometime in the springtime. It would always happen to me. But anyways, that's my health issues. But you know what? I let go.
Telephone, bring the unknown. What you want? My friends don't leave me alone. Yeah. The night is getting too old. My feelings on hold. Never been so bold. We've been here before. Taking out to the coast on sun.
This song is fun.
I gotta shake up this bad cold. I wanna see the world with you, oh darling. But just gotta shake up this bad cold.
Yes, there's a lot more like electronic sounds present for Mr. Insanity.
I just wanna shake off this bad cold. My enemies do not know. I got them. My laser's ready to blow. Yeah. I tell myself
And the laser sound, see what I mean?
let it show. You get them involved. We've been here before. Take it out to the coast on Sunday morning. I gotta shake up this bad cold. I wanna see the world with you, oh darling. But just gotta shake up this bad cold. I just wanna shake up this bad cold. I just wanna shake off this bad cold.
A train?
The crosswalkers on red light, wavy lines,
Running through your hair, and you know
longer hair. Have you ever been? crosswalkers on green light.
I miss the moments when I really cared. You're no longer here. Have you ever been? Your eyes are running cold. Sometimes
Steak face because it's so good as stanky.
I lied to let you go. And now you never know.
You hear the howling again. That one's very interesting. What I mean in the sort of like how he makes stuff like the audio drama, like when you hear the howling, when he says lasers and then he hears like pew pew pew, the laser sounds, or like even the way the train is like introduced, like that's not normally how we hear music. And I think he like, well, mainly he does produce his stuff, you know what I mean? So he is able to do that, but also like because he's kind of in like indie sort of space, like it's not like just straight up pop music, like it's not just straight up one genre, so being able to like introduce those elements make it that much more, I feel like, immersive, because there's like no other artist that does that, you know what I mean, that introduces, like says one thing and then it gets introduced into the music itself, so that's always something really, really cool. And I think that's what also kind of gives it a more playful vibe because of that, because I feel like that's something very playful to do with music, and it's because it's kind of fun, you know, and it's not something you see like ever or a lot, so that's really, really nice. Shaking off this bad cold, maybe he feels like it's just like, oh, I just gotta shake off this bad cold, but maybe it's somebody else that's there that's not a cold. But yeah, no, that one's really great. Again, it's a lot more like electronic once again, and then there's sort of like, again, like the classical instruments as well, which is just like a crazy mashup that you don't really ever think you would just like hear, you know. I guess the popular stuff these days is to do like the hip-hop beats with, well, I wouldn't say like right now, but like the hip-hop beats with the like classical elements, like that's something that's been done a lot. He does something different with it, like completely, but I really like this one as well. I just always feel like I'm on a journey and like a ride. He also like introduced colors very interesting way, because when I think of DPR in general, I think of like colors, and like for DPR Live, how like each music video that like Ian did had like a color to it, you know, and think about the it was Kiss Me and the two music videos that were brought together, and he says like the colors, and then it pops up the different music videos in the music video, sort of like that. I feel like we're starting to get that with like DPR Ian stuff, because I mean Mido was just like black and white, and then you see him at the end of the Mido movie and it's all these rainbow colors kind of trying to escape, and he's trying to like hold them back and like hold them in. So to sort of get like Mr. Insanity and associate like greens and purples, which also match the eye on the, for like the CD disc, that like is really cool. And then even Mido, the second one, the Mido, I call it Mido, that one being just like red and associating these colors, I think is just like really, really great. Okay, I'm making this video way too long. You wanted analysis, here she is. You get super long video. So the last song on the album is Wildly Crazy. So thinking about how we go to famous last words, welcome to the other side. Don't go insane, back cold, so I dance, and then peanut butter tears. Girl, it's a wild ride of an album, but I'm here for every stop. So yeah, excited to be seeing how he ends the album. It's also very important how you start, how you end, and the journey from the top to bottom listen of the album. But I feel like it's just, yeah, if you're looking at it from like a top down, well, I have to check out Violent Crazy first, so I'll do that before I talk about a top down listen. Let's get it. Interesting. Does it sound very purpley? I don't know. Kind of.
The midnight darkness in her eyes. A thousand voices shatter through the night. Seconds only pass you by. A thousand reasons for me to turn off your lights. You're violent, crazy. It's what I'm meant to be. There was no silence, baby, between you and me. Oh, and it drives me crazy. Is this meant to be? I've been so tired lately. Will you set me free? We'll dance until we say goodbye. A thousand miles between our only blue skies. Tell me where we are in a fallen star. And as your eyes light up, catch me in a fairy tale. You're violent, crazy. It's what I'm meant to be. There was no silence, baby, between you and me. Oh, and it drives me crazy. Is this meant to be? I've been so tired lately, between you and me.
That's a good ending, I feel like. I was just I pulled up my phone because I was like, I'm looking at the album art, like, on, like, Spotify for this, and I'm just like, the album art's like Mr. Insanity, and it's kind of the same exact pose, almost, as Mood Swings Into Order. I just realized that just, like, hit me. Sometimes stuff takes time to hit you, but I guess, like, I don't know if it's like Purple feels this way, but sure, like Violet, when you think of just like colors and sounds you associate with it, I feel like it works for Violet. Girl, do I know Purple? I've had purple hair for like 2 years, and then I have a purple phone. I might change it soon. I want to change my hair color. I want to use all my purple overtone I got before I change it, and I'm trying to let my hair regain some of her health before I dye it again, because I've been dyeing it like non-stop, that's why it's super grown out. But anyways, enough about my purple. Violet Crazy. It's definitely, I feel like, the most different sounding song on the entire album, but I like it. I like the ride it takes us on. It reminds me a lot more of like Mido sounding stuff than like Mr. Insanity sounding stuff, but maybe this is like how it feels, how it sounds when you're Mr. Insanity, I guess. I don't know. Does that make sense? I don't know. But I really enjoyed this one as well. It's just every song always feels like it's a trip, just in general. like every single one. And I think it's like a top-down listen. This definitely is like a song to definitely just like come down off of when you've been on this crazy ride that is this album. And then what is it? It's in mood. It's like your violets on horizon. So already associating other colors with previous stuff. It definitely, like his mood off of the last album as well, introduces purple in that way, and it talks about blues here as well. There are 1,000 miles between there, only blue skies, which in when he's in the music videos, there's a lot of blueness in there. For me, what it feels like, what the lyrics kind of say, it's like, imagine you're like in a dream in like a purple universe, or a violet one, not just purple, violet. And it's sort of like you're with somebody else and it feels like it's a dream. It's like kind of, maybe not a dream, maybe she's a nightmare. But like you're in this sort of place and then you get like really tired. And if it was a movie, maybe it's that when you go to sleep, you may not wake up. So, but like just between you and me, I just wanna, you know what I mean? That's sort of how I'm taking it away. And maybe it's signifying one side going to rest while the other is still there in your violet craziness, if that makes sense. I hope I make sense. I don't even know if I make sense at the time. But yeah, it's sort of, I guess if you're in this world, like questioning, am I supposed to be in here or not be in here? Like, does it, like, you don't know if it like feels right or it doesn't feel right. Does that make sense? I don't know if I make sense. Because it's just two contrasting things that I'm saying. But I think it's like a great album. His stuff always feels very like indie and like experimental with any type of genre fusion. That's why I think he get like, you could put him in like a very indie category, because what other genre of music are you gonna put him into? What are you gonna how are you going to categorize it? And there's sort of no way to do it, so you're just like indie. But I think it's really great. I think the album is fantastic. I really love it. I haven't ordered my physical copy yet, girl, but one day I will, because I have the other albums myself just hanging out down there. I think this is like, it's a jewel case one. It's not the Heat one. From what I saw, that it was a jewel case, I think. But yeah, I think it's a great one. It's definitely a trip, and I kind of do like how it's only 7 songs, because how would you handle kind of like any more? I feel like it's just enough. I think each song is really great. The concept of each one is really great and feels so different from his other solo projects. So I really like that definitely stands alone. I mean, it is like Mr. Insanity verse, if you would, sort of thing. So it should feel different than the Mito stuff, and I like that it does, and I like every single song. Again, there is like a interesting like playfulness to it, but like at the same time, I don't think, like, I feel like it's that the character's playful, but it's not so like it's not like playful at the same time. And I feel like that's very much showcased through the music itself, of it having this like electronic and almost like a playful nature to it, but at the same time that's just like still the dark sounds and kind of like very haunting. Well, not every single song is very haunting, but like the sort of darker side also is paired with it very well, so it never really is just about it being super playful. But I really enjoyed it. I think it's a great album. It's an amazing comeback. I mean, we got 3 music videos that were absolutely stunning, that really work so well in its concepts, and I'm always just in awe by what he does creatively, that there's sort of no bounds, there's no like restraint to him expressing himself in these ways, whether it's through the music video visuals or through the music itself and the instrumentation of everything and the lyrics. Like, I feel like I can't get this type of stuff anywhere else besides him. And again, I think it does work for him just because he already established himself as an artist to be here, or not to be here, but like in terms of just like the music itself has been like established, so it was like, okay, we're along for the ride. And then it allows for even more sort of experimentation, I guess. Am I saying, I feel like I word vomit a lot. But like that, if he was more under a different label with different sort of restraints for an artist, it wouldn't work because he wouldn't be able to express himself in this way. So I really like how he is able, like, that's just like one of the things that is always just so like inspiring about him, is that there's like no limit to his creativity, and like the lengths to go to be able to express yourself in this way is kind of crazy. Because I don't know, I think of how just sort of how restrained certain things can be, and how like the restraints that there can be when trying to express yourself creatively, because people who are like pay the money or like label execs may not understand this. So definitely within whatever space he is, whatever support system he has, is just like always so crazy to sort of see, because I feel like most artists don't have that. And he definitely, you know, there's a lot of just like major pop artists how speak about trying to be so different and not so like mainstream. But if you want somebody who is truly not mainstream in whatever music and visual quality is there, it definitely is DPR and himself. But he's also still able to produce stuff at a very high quality level. It's really, really cool. It's really, you know, just inspiring to see it that way, because then people will say again, it's like, oh, I don't want to be so mainstream, like, oh, I'm so against the grain. But then it's like, you make straight up pop music and you continue to make just straight up pop music, so how does it seem so different? But like, and it's like, no, it's a little shade to those artists that I won't name anybody specifically. It's nobody I react to that says that stuff, but just in general, the like Western space. And then it's like, but like how, like, there's not necessarily anything you're doing yourself that is going against that, you know what I mean? So it's definitely something that DPR Ian does that is just like inspiring in that aspect. But I'm gonna end the video before word vomit anymore. I don't normally make my first listens this long, so whenever I have to do like a lot of videos or make stuff super long, I just start word vomiting, because I guess my attention span can only make sense for 5 minutes at a time. Go and put your thoughts in the comments down below. What you thought about DPR Ian's Dear Insanity. If you like this video, give this video a thumbs up. If you like me and want to see more of my videos, go and hit that subscribe button. Want to see my videos the second they come out, hit that notification button. If you want to follow me on social media, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, in the description down below or at the end screen. If you like gaming content, I have a gaming channel called Erika Just Games. Currently playing Resident Evil 2 for spooky season, but I'm also playing the Call of Duty Modern Warfare campaigns in anticipation for the third game, so hope you can join me over there for that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Love you, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.